A single voice has sung in the Pacific for over 30 years, and nothing has ever answered it. Scientists have tracked it across thousands of miles of open ocean. They have recorded it, mapped it, and followed it season after season. But no one has ever seen it. Not once. They know it only by its sound, a call pitched at a frequency no other whale appears able to hear. They call it 52 Blue. It began in 1989. A team of biologists at the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution was listening to the North Pacific when they heard something that should not have existed. The sound had every mark of a whale call, low, repetitive, patient, but the pitch was wrong. Blue whales sing between roughly 10 and 40 hertz. Fin whales call near 20. This voice was singing at 52 hertz, far above them both. Unmistakably a whale, matching no whale anyone knew. They heard it again in 1990, and again in 1991. The same impossible note, returning each year like a season. Then in 1992, with the Cold War over, a door opened. For decades, the United States Navy had been listening to the ocean through a secret grid of underwater microphones called SOSUS, built to hunt Soviet submarines. Now parts of that system were declassified and handed to science. For the first time, researchers could hear across the entire North Pacific. And there it was, the same voice, still calling, still alone. With SOSUS, they could finally follow it. Every year, like clockwork, the calls surfaced somewhere between August and December. Then, around January, it drifted out of range and vanished until the next season. They charted its wandering, 30 to 70 kilometers a day, from the coast of California north to the Aleutian Islands, off Alaska. In one season alone, it covered more than 11,000 kilometers. A single animal, crossing an ocean, year after year, singing a song that never once came back. And here is what made it so strange. Its migration matched nobody. Blue whales travel one way, fin whales travel another. 52 Blue moved on its own map, on its own schedule, keeping company with no herd at all. And that impossibly high note sat at a frequency no other whale seemed to use. Try to imagine it, calling out your entire life in a language only you can speak, not hidden, not silent, simply pitched a little outside the range where anyone is listening. So people asked the obvious question, what is it? The scientists at Woods Hole could not say. They had never seen the animal, not a fin, not a fluke, not a shadow. They could only offer possibilities. Perhaps it was malformed in some way. Perhaps it was a hybrid, part blue whale and part fin whale, its mixed inheritance producing a voice that belonged to neither parent. And then the letters began arriving. Many came from deaf people, asking the researchers a question that lands like a stone. Whether the whale, singing where no other whale can hear, might itself be deaf. But here is the part that surprised everyone. By every measure available, the whale was fine. Over the years, its call drifted slightly deeper, easing down toward 50 hertz, exactly what you would expect as a whale matures and grows. It kept its schedule. It kept its strength, crossing the ocean season after season for more than a decade. Whatever made its voice so strange did not appear to be harming it. It was not dying of loneliness. It was, by every sign, a healthy animal, living an ordinary life. The world, however, had already decided what the story meant. The press called it the loneliest whale in the world. It became a symbol for anyone who has ever felt unheard, anyone who has sent something out into the dark and received only silence in return. Musicians wrote songs about it. Novelists built books around it. A documentary, backed by Leonardo DiCaprio, put a crew on a boat to go find it. Somewhere in all of that, 52 Blue stopped being an animal and became a mirror. But the mirror was about to crack. And then, in 2010, the story cracked. Sensors off the coast of California picked up something nobody had planned for. 52 Hertz calls, recorded in more than one place at the same time. One whale cannot be in two places at once, which meant that somewhere out in that ocean was a second voice, singing at the same impossible frequency. Since then, these paired detections have surfaced again, sporadically. The loneliest whale in the world may never have been the only one. So which story is true? A single animal wandering the Pacific with a voice nobody answers? Or a scattered few strange singers spread so thin across the water that they may never find each other? The documentary that went looking came back with one more clue. The team believed they had glimpsed the source, a rare hybrid whale born of two species, carrying a voice that belonged fully to neither. Believed, not proved. The whale, as always, declined to surface and settle the question. To this day, no one has ever laid eyes on 52 Blue. We have thousands of hours of its voice. We have decades of its movements traced across a map. We have theories, documentaries, songs, and an entire mythology built around a creature we have never once seen. It remains exactly what it has always been. A sound in the dark, a signal that arrives faithfully every year, sent by something we cannot name to someone we cannot find. So here is what to carry out of this. The loneliest whale in the world may not be lonely at all. It is healthy. It is strong. It has crossed an ocean every year for more than 30 years, singing the only song it has, at the only pitch it knows. The loneliness was never in the water. It was in us, in what we needed that sound to mean. And every winter, the call still comes, rising out of the deep at 52 Hertz, not waiting for an answer, just singing.